Hello, wonderful people. I miss all of you so much, but I'm glad I got to see a few of y'all yesterday. That was so fun, so rewarding. I was greatly encouraged by it, and I can't wait until we can all meet again and have a big youth party and celebrate together. It's coming soon. Be patient, it's coming. And you can see my shirt. It says Calls Courage. I bought this shirt as part of a mission project. Somebody was selling them, another YouTuber that I really like their videos, Far Away Distance. But she was selling them as a mission to plant a church in Africa through the Surge Project. So long story short, I bought a shirt. I really love it. Comes in all kinds of different colors. So if you want one, let me know. I'll send you the link. But Calls Courage. So what does that mean? Some people might read my shirt and be like, because of courage? Like, 'cause courage. No, that's not what it means. It means to cause courage. And encourage means to cause courage. It's encouraging. The first part of N, the E-N, is a source. It means to cause something to happen. And so, encourage, cause courage. That's what the shirt means, to encourage. So, this is what my message is based around, is encouraging others and the importance of it and how to do it. So first I want to talk about a very important man in the Bible that you probably already know. If not, you should definitely check him out. He is amazing, and it is Elijah from the Old Testament. You can read his story in 1 Kings, but some crazy stuff happens in the Old Testament, you guys. It's just some really crazy stuff. So if you haven't read the Old Testament, you definitely should, because it's very interesting and very relevant to today as well. So Elijah, he was the one that prayed God to send fire down from heaven, and it happened. Y'all, literally, fire down from heaven. It happened. It was real. Elijah also prayed for a dead boy to come back to life, and it happened. He prayed for rain. It happened. That's crazy, right? Like, you might think that maybe he's like part God or something. No. No. You can see in James 5, verse 17. So James 5:17 talks about Elijah, and it says, Elijah was a human being, even as we are. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3.5 years. Again he prayed, and the heavens gave rain, and the earth produced its crops. So, what does that mean? Elijah was no different from us. He was just a normal human being. He was flesh, just like we are. So, how is it that he was able to pray to God to send fire from heaven, to send rain, to send drought, to resurrect a boy? How was he able to do that? Well, he was just like us, but one thing set him apart, and that was his faith. He had faith. He was just a man, but his faith set him apart. He had faith in God, so he was used by God greatly. And he had courage. He was encouraged. So we need courage. We need faith to be used by God. And if we have this enormous amount of faith like Elijah did, then think of all the miracles that we could do today. God could still cause fire to come down from heaven right now if he wanted to. So we need to be his hands and feet. We need to bring his kingdom to earth with power, and therefore cause courage to people around us. It goes hand in hand. We need to build people up to keep running the race, like Paul writes about. The race of life is hard. It's hard. You need endurance and you need courage. And we need to encourage people around us to do that. People need courage for their vision. They need courage for their calling. Because God calls us to do hard things. And just think about, if you encourage one person, it just creates a ripple, because that person's going to encourage somebody, and then that person's going to have an impact, and your impact creates a ripple that just goes out and it just spreads. It's crazy. It's the ripple effect. That's 12. 10:24. And let us consider how we may spur on one another towards love and good deeds. So how do we spur on one another? How do we spur on one another? How do you encourage one another? Well, Hebrews 3:13 gives us a little bit of that answer. Hebrews 3:13. But encourage one another daily. So how do you spur on one another towards good deeds? You encourage them daily. Alright. So practically, what are some practical things that we can do to encourage other people and to cause courage? So number one is our words. Our words are so important. They create such a big impact in other people's lives. It is unreal. The Bible says that the tongue is sharper than any two-edged sword. So you can either build somebody up with your words, or you can tear them down. And this includes things like social media, things like texting. Those count as words as well. So we want to build people up. We want to encourage people with our words and also with our actions. Let's look at 1 Thessalonians 5:11. There is a nice verse on this. So 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. So we're going to do that with our words and with our actions. And then we're also going to pray for them, because that is a huge encouragement to know that somebody's praying for them. You can tell them, or you can just do it. And that is a huge way to cause courage. And we can see that in Ephesians 6:18. So Ephesians 6:18, it says, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. So always be praying for them. Always. I like to think of it as this, with encouragement, with your words, actions, and prayers. So we have a foundation, right? So to build one another up, we have a foundation of Jesus, of God. And then every time you encourage somebody with a compliment, that's one brick. And then maybe you send them a text with a verse that's very encouraging. Well, that's another brick. And slowly you're building up this house brick by brick of encouragement in this person's life. And I think that's pretty cool. So one example for me the other day was I got this. One of you guys, I'm not going to say her name, but one of you guys colored this for me. It says, you are loved more than you will ever know by someone who died to know you. So one of you guys colored this for me, and it was so encouraging. It meant so much to me. Just, this small act of kindness, it means so much. And when you guys, when I see you on video chat, in person, when y'all come to youth events, it's so encouraging for me. And so those are just simple ways that you can encourage somebody, is with your words, actions, and prayers. And it is so important, and it will be so fulfilling. It will make a huge impact that will impact all kinds of other people that we will never even know because of the ripple effect. So anyway, I want you guys to be thinking about ways you can encourage people. Have that on your mind. Encourage your siblings, encourage your parents, encourage your friends, encourage your grandparents, encourage everybody. Calls courage, and you will be building up their faith. And remember that God can do some pretty incredible miracles through you, because we're just like Elijah. We just need that faith. Alright, so I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you guys next time.